Imagine coming home after a long trip, only to find your family's century-old access road sealed off by a shiny new gate, guarded by rent-a-cops acting like they're defending Fort Knox. That's exactly what hit me like a ton of bricks one rainy afternoon. 37 years of driving that pavement, gone in a flash, courtesy of the Whispering Meadows HOA and their queen bee who thought she could rewrite history with a padlock. But oh, the irony. They picked the wrong old-timer to mess with. A guy who'd spent decades enforcing the law, now turning it back on them with a smile. My name's Walter Hadley, 62. Retired sheriff's deputy with 28 years under my belt, Marine vet, widower, grandpa to 2 rambunctious boys. But roots run deeper. I grew up on 45 acres at the tail end of Miller Creek Road, land my granddad wrestled from the wilderness in '51 with nothing but sweat and stubbornness. That road? It wasn't just asphalt. It was the vein pumping life into our farm, etched with memories like the spot where Granddad popped the question to Grandma mid-stroll after church. Drop a comment below. Where you tuning in from? Bet this tale stings extra if you've ever battled bureaucrats for what's rightfully yours. I just wrapped a 3-day jaunt to Raleigh, spoiling my grandkids rotten for the youngest's 7th birthday. 9 hours back through a downpour that turned interstates into slip-and slides. Spotting the Whispering Meadows sign, that homeward tug hit hard, until I rounded the bend. Bam! A black iron monstrosity where open road used to be, fresh concrete posts like tombstones, sign screaming, private property. HOA residents only. For days gone and poof. My path home's a no-go zone. 2 goons in pseudo-uniforms lounged there, hands on belts like wannabe cowboys, eyeing my truck like I'd crashed their gated paradise. The tall one sauntered up, clipboard in hand, patch boasting community security officer. Fancy title for a glorified mall cop. Sir, this is a private road. Got an access pass. His tone dripped that rehearsed authority, the kind that screams, I get paid minimum wage to play gatekeeper. I rolled down the window, kept it cool. Don't need one, son. This leads straight to my property. Been using it since before your HOA invented community standards. He swapped glances with his buddy, then hit me with the patronizing squint. Whispering Meadows HOA controls all internal roads. Contact the office for a visitor pass, standard procedure. I leaned in, voice steady. You familiar with a legal easement? Recorded in '87, perpetual access. Your gate's squatting on it. Blank stare. Just doing my job, sir. Take it up with management. Engine humming. I glared past him at the familiar dips and curves, the puddle-prone oak spot, the winter-heaving crack, the proposal curve. This wasn't a detour. It was theft. Noticed their camera blinking red, filed that mentally. Reversed, took the 12-mile scenic route home. 12 miles extra to reach land my family claimed before these McMansions learned to spell suburbia. That night, kitchen light casting long shadows, I cracked open Granddad's old metal lockbox. Dust motes danced as I sifted deeds, maps, yellowed letters. There it was, the '87 deed from selling the front parcel to developer Harrison Lockhart, retaining our 45 acres with an ironclad easement clause. Perpetual right-of-way, boundaries surveyed, irrevocable, precise as a deputy's report. Ran my finger over it thrice, smirking at what those guards missed. Their gate plunked right on easement soil they couldn't touch. Me? I'd learned law's ins and outs busting real crooks. And yeah, shotgun in the truck, legal, cased, untouched. Hoped it stayed that way, but their intruder glare? Oozed trouble. Granddad's porch wisdom echoed. That road's the farm's blood, boy. Don't let 'em bleed it dry. Kid me shrugged it off as geezer ramble. Now, crystal clear. They'd poked the bear. Next morning, coffee steaming, I dialed the HOA office. Polished plastic voice picked up after 3 rings. Whispering Meadows HOA, how may I direct your call? Explained my deal, property, easement, gate issue. I need to speak with the head honcho. Hold music droned for minutes. The president is booked solid, but we can slot you in 5 days from now. 5 days of 24-mile round-trip detours? Any way to speed this up? No, sir. Standard protocol. Click. Fine. Fired off an email to their site-listed address. Attached scanned deed with easement highlighted neon. Remove obstruction within 48 hours. Legal right established. Sent at 9:14 a.m. Crickets by dusk. Thursday afternoon. I pulled into their entrance office. Walls plastered with glossy renders of dream pools and clubhouses that screamed, Utopia under construction. Receptionist ushered me to a conference room where Diane Mercer perched at the table's head, flipping papers like she was auditioning for a corporate drama. Looked up, smile all teeth no warmth, gestured to the opposite chair. Mr. Hadley, Diane Mercer, HOA president. Thanks for coming. Handshake like a Vice Navy blazer screaming power mom. I slapped the deed copy down. Easement from 87. Permanent access. Your gate's gotta go. I'm not asking. She skimmed it like yesterday's spam. I see you think you have rights here, but this road's in our boundaries. We've poured serious funds into security. Paused on poured, like it was gold. Can't tear it down over some ancient scribble. Law doesn't age out. I shot back. Smile tightened to a slit. Legalese gets tricky. Our lawyers'll peek. Meanwhile, practical fix. Annual access pass, $500. Full privileges, no hassle. I blinked. Pay for my own right? Granddad's deal from 4 decades ago? No thanks. Law's got my back free of charge. Eyes went dead fish. Your call, but these things drag on. Think it over. As I rose, she tossed. Your land's hot with developers. Strong bids. If farming's a headache, I can hook you up. Turn slow. 70 years family owned. Not for sale. Head tilt, fake pity. Things change. Food for thought. Out in the lot, one guard snapped my plate picks, bold as brass. No hide and seek. Evening, 2 calls. County recorder confirmed easement pristine. Then Ruth Claiborne, property shark via old Judge Pell. Email docs, booked consult. Started a log notebook, timestamps, quotes, sightings, court-proof armor. 3 days later, HOA's reply landed. Stiff letterhead. All pomp. Claim invalid under modern agreements. Gate stays. Bypass attempts equals trespass. Cops called. Printed. Filed. Their own words gift-wrapped stupidity, contradicting county records, threatening over legal rights. Idiots documenting doom. Detour life kicked in hard. 12 miles extra each way. 45 minutes tacked on. Roads turning swampy post-rain, washouts, mud, gravel roulette. At 62, solo, emergency route now gated by folks itching for my exit. Fall? Heart blip? Fire? They'd slapped 15 minutes on rescue clocks. Costs piled. Feed guy bailed. Insurance skips dirt paths. Switched suppliers, fees doubled. Vet ghosted. Drives too far. Isolation by design. Squeezing me toward Diane's offers. But HOA upped ante. 2 weeks in, white SUVs with community safety stickers prowled my line, idling like stalkers. Mornings brought trash bombs, wrappers, bottles, bags snagged on fences. Not random. Targeted. Snapped pics pre-cleanup. Repeat offender days later. Gas station run-in. Helen Vasquez, retired teacher, 3 years in Meadows, hubby in tow. She darted glances like a spy. Mr. Hadley, HOA chatters bad. Diane paints you as a threat, staff harasser. Specifics. Head shake. Vague hints. She's pro at planting fear seeds without facts. Voice dropped. Last week, safety advisory letter to all. Concerns with adjacent owner. No name, but obvious. Why spill? Hesitation, then eyelock. Seen it in Florida. HOA similar tyrant ousted good folks. They fought, folded. Here, some doubt her, but most nod along easy street. Thanked her, drove pondering rumor mills. No proof needed, just whispers. By farm gate, resolve hardened. Long game, I'd out-document them. Cameras first. 4 units, motion-triggered, night vision, cloud-backed every 6 hours. Certified county copies. Deed, plat, 87 dev letter, no amendments. Easement solid. Hired surveyor Martin Diacro. Full day measuring GPS, pics, kitchen table spread. Roads all yours, Walter. Gates trespassing. Overlay showed easement slicing through their posts. Dev accepted it. Binds all buyers. Title folks botched or ignored. Ambiguity? None. Clean as whistle. 2 days post-report. HOA law dogs barked. Cease letter accusing harassment via my cams. Hostile environment. Demanded removal or face restraining order damages. Read twice, grinned. They'd admitted knowing I watched, while their goons plated me. Threat over my rights? Gold. Called Ruth. They're claiming my cams harass. Chuckle. Consciousness of guilt. Gift-wrapped. File it. Pressure mounted, but my dossier swelled. Stamps, snaps, survey. Their threats proving intent. Ruth's office screamed old-school grit. Victorian second floor. Millbrook downtown. Disputes baked into walls. Early 50s, laser eyes. Small case slayer. 10 minutes in, got why. No fluff, surgical strikes. Poured over docks 45 minutes. Solid easement. Gates illegal. Harassment? Textbook. Will sue for interference, damages. Nodded. Let's make M regret. Filed suit next week. Easement enforcement, removal order, costs for detours, emotional toll. HOA countered fast, motion to dismiss, claiming community safety overrides dusty rights. Judge denied. Set prelim hearing. Whispers spread. Diane's meetings turned tense, per Helen. She's rallying troops. Protect our values from outsiders. Outsider? On my ancestral dirt? Harassment escalated, black comedy style. Trash dumps amped. Once, a pizza box with "Get Out" scrawled in marker. Laughed bitterly, snapping pics. SUVs parked bolder. One blaring talk radio on neighborhood threats. Logged it. Then the smear. HOA newsletter snippet. Concerns over aggressive non-resident behavior near boundaries. Non-resident? My farm predated their cul-de-sacs. Helen texted. Board meeting fireworks. Diane shut down questions. Called doubters disloyal. Paranoia brewing. Prelim hearing. Small courtroom. Judge Holbrook presiding. Stern but fair. I'd crossed paths professionally. Ruth laid basics. Deed projection. Survey overlay. Clear violation. HOA lawyer. Slick suit. Droned evolved community needs supersede archaic claims. Security paramount. Holbrook's eyebrow arched. Archaic? Recorded laws timeless counsel. Bound over for trial. Post-hearing. Diane cornered me in hall. Smile venomous. This'll bankrupt you, Mr. Hadley. Drop it. We'll even waive the pass fee. Waive? For my road. Chuckled. See you in court. Her flush? Priceless. Discovery phase. Ruth subpoenaed emails, minutes, contracts. Jackpot. Diane's messages to guards. Block him no matter what. If pushy. Call cops. Label threat. Follow-up. Why no arrest? Explain. Threads on pressuring adjacent holdout via codes. Media safety scares. Ruth grinned. Smoking gun parade. HOA stonewalled. Claimed privilege. Judge ordered release. Board cracked. Anonymous tip to Ruth. Financials shady. Diane solo spends on lawyers. Kin vendors. Marcus Webb, accountant resident, testified prelim. Questioned $90,000 legal fees. Got shut down. Helen whispered. Petition brewing against Diane. Arrest stunt. 1 deter day tried gate guards blocked. Pass. Easement. They dialed 911. Armed intruder threatening breach. Cops arrived, old colleagues. Walter? What's this? Explained. They eyed guards. False report. Guards doubled down per Diane's script. Cuffed me briefly, humiliating, then released on recognizance after deed flash. Logged it. Prosecutor sniffed fraud. Charged guards with false reporting. Diane? Solicitation whispers. Community boiled. Half petitioned board oust. Special election calls. 3 homes listed. Instability. Retired lawyer resident demanded expense audit. HOA firm bailed. Relationship breakdown. Ruth. Legal speak for clients nuts. We're out. Board duo resigned. Residents cornered Helen. Settle quietly? Too late, charges filed, civil rolling, emails damning. Trial Tuesday, October chill biting. Courthouse buzzed. Arrived early, truck watched the parade. Inside, grand room. Ruth prepped calm. Martin front row. Helen, Marcus, supporters packed. Defense, Diane rigid with greenhorn lawyer shuffling like a deer in headlights. Jury, property folks. Ruth approved. Openings, Ruth wove narrative easement theft, smears, fakes. Deliberate abuse. Defense mumbled, balance rights versus safety. Skirted facts. Juror headshake. Omen. Martin testified. Overlays. Gates squatter. Cross. Reaffirmed louder. Emails projected. Diane's orders read aloud. Gasps. Called Diane. Ruth grilled. Sent this threat fab email? Objection overruled. Yes. Protecting community. Not question. Did you? Pause. Yes. Noose tightened. New easement? Advised invalid. Written opinion? Don't recall. Unauthorized spends? Emergency power. Bylaws cap? Silence. Crack. I alone safeguarded us. He threatened everything. Gavel banged. Lawyer facepalmed. Deliberation. Under 3 hours. Verdict. Liable all counts. $47,000 actuals, $150,000 punitives, $85,000 fees. $282K total. Gate removal injunction. Judge. Misconduct pattern. Referring prosecutor. Diane froze, shattered. Post-verdict. Reporter mic thrust. Feelings. Just wanted home. Law said yes decades ago. Court echoed. Walked off with Ruth. Weeks later, farm men's, fences, roof, sweat therapy. Prosecutor nailed Diane. Plea to conspiracy, 18 months probation, $25,000 fine, 200 hours service. HOA ban. License gone. Guards. Probation. Fines. Record scarred. One apologized handwritten. Drawer filed. No reply. HOA reborn. Election swept old board. Marcus Prez. Audited horrors. $90K unauthorized. Kin deals. Sued Diane fiduciary breach. Pending. Gate hauled November Saturday. Helen called. Gone. Sorry we lagged. Not on you. Trust exploiters are the villains. Payout netted $160,000. Upgrades, security, emergency fund. New sign at easement. Protected by law with record site. Fact. Not threat. Thanksgiving. Daughter's crew visited. Feasts, cards, wood-splitting lessons. Porch sunrise chat. Proud you fought, Dad. Nod sufficed. Spring greened pastures. Road mine again, rhythms normal. April fence walk. Out-of-state truck slowed. Private road. Easement. Legit business welcome. They marveled family hold. Dust settled. Reflected. Fights worth it for yours. Legacy guarded. But here's the kicker, was Diane the real villain? Or just the face of a system that lets mini-tyrants bloom? True or false? In HOA hell, silence equals consent? Drop your take below. Did justice serve or is the game rigged?